You would love to be more consistent with going to the gym. You would love to be going as many days as you said you would, or as many days as possible, but you don't. You see, myself, I used to struggle a lot with gym consistency. I used to be one of those that I would say that I want to go to the gym 4 days a week, and in 1 week I will go for 1 day, stop the week after, go again for 2 days, give myself more excuses, and stop for like 3 weeks. It was really, really bad. And the problem I see with gym consistency is mainly 3 things. Number 1 is motivation. It's very difficult to lift yourself up from, maybe if you're in a sofa in your bed, get dressed, maybe walk there or drive there, and then start to do your gym. Long thing. Very, very difficult. And number 2, which is tied to number 1, is just laziness. We human beings, by nature, we are just lazy creatures. Because if you think about it, would you rather just stay home, watch Netflix with some Doritos, or would you go to a place to get your muscle sore? Then maybe the next day you can't even walk. So laziness is there. And number 3, which I see that is failing a lot of people, is that people don't have systems in place. People don't have things in place that will make them go to the gym more consistently, or at least trick their brain for them to feel more motivated to go to the gym. So those are the 3 things that I normally see that was happening to me, and I see happening to other people that are not really consistent with the gym. So in this video, I'm going to go through 5 simple things and 5 simple tricks that have been working for me this past month. And I promise you that if you apply these 5 things into your gym routine, you will definitely see a difference. So 5 of these tricks or tips, however you want to call it, most of them are taken from James Clear bestseller book that I reckon everybody has heard about, which is Atomic Habits. And if you have not read that book, make sure you grab a copy and you read it. So without further ado, I'm just going to go straight to the 5.5 tips, however you want to put it. And hopefully with these 5 things, you can create a system and that will motivate you to start going to the gym. So yeah, let's go straight to it. So number 1, and this is a question for you, is the time you are going really working for you? And I ask this because in the past, I used to go to the gym after work. So I have a full-time job that is an 8 to 4, and I would normally be in the gym maybe at half 4, half 5. And the thing is that there will be some days that after work I will feel so exhausted, so tired, and that motivation to go to the gym would not just be there. So in those days, I would just say, no, I'm not going to go, or give myself one or two excuses. And when you are in that state of that you are exhausted, convincing yourself of an excuse is really easy. So I will just convince myself and not go like most of those days. Or there will be other days that I know that I need to go to the gym later, and that thought will just be in my head all day, and I'll be thinking, oh, I need to get to the gym, I need to change, I need to start doing this, and just the thought about that will just make me give myself another excuse and not go. So in that sense, I was being really, really inconsistent. So what I did is, instead of going after work, I started going before work. And with that, I normally go to the gym around like 6 a.m. So before I start work. And that for me has been a game changer. And the reason is because I practice this thing that James Clear put in the book as habit stacking. So the way that will work in my case is that when I wake up, after I wake up, I pray. After I pray, I do some breath work. After I do some breath work, I read my Bible and I do like a couple of things more. And I know that at the end of that habit stacking, I need to get out of the door and go to the gym. So it's like my head is getting used to it. And the days that I need to work out, I always do the same thing, the same habit stacking. So I've gotten used to it really. And the good thing as well about me going to the gym in the morning is that there's less friction and there's less distraction between me waking up and me going to the gym, because there's less things I need to do in between that. Because me going in the evening before, it was like between me waking up and me going to the gym, there's just too many things happening. Because I've got my morning routine, then I have to get to work, then I have to work 8 hours, and a lot of things can happen at work. So there's just too many things in between. So how can you make it that between you standing up and going to the gym, there's less things for you to do in that time or in between that period of time? Because creating less friction and creating less distraction is going to be easier for you to go to the gym. So if you can go in the morning, even maybe before work or whatever, if it's possible for you, reconsider the time that you are going and see if you are able to change it. Because I promise you that is going to make a major difference. And now, number 2 is make going to the gym attractive. What you have to do is you have to pair your gym session with something that you love doing. That can be something like listening to a podcast, a music playlist, or an audiobook. And I will even say, take it a step further, and whatever you choose, just do that in the gym. As soon as you finish your session, you stop, and you don't get back to that until the day that you have to go to the gym. So in my case, I love audiobooks. I love listening to audiobooks, but I can only listen to audiobooks at the gym. As soon as my session finishes, no matter where the book stops, even if it's an interesting part, I need to know what the author is going to say next. As soon as I do my last exercise, I pause that audiobook. And what that's going to create is that I'm always looking forward for the next day, because I want to know what the author said or what the book is saying, because maybe it's in a point that's really, really interesting. So you're going to be looking forward to do it because you want to know like what happens. So for example, if you pick a podcast, like a favorite podcast, and you can only listen to that podcast in the gym, I promise you that you're going to be wanting to listen more, but you can only do it at the gym. So that's going to motivate you to go to the gym. Hopefully that makes sense. And this is a bonus tip for this point, is even if you don't like fiction books, I'm telling you, pick one fiction book and thank me later. So if you can get a fiction book that's like a psychological thriller or mystery or something of that sort, that is something that's very intriguing, get one of those books and start listening to it. And I promise you, it will look like a Netflix series, because there will be some times that you're going to get to a point that you want to know what's happening in that book because it's so interesting. But you have to stop yourself, because you cannot listen to that until the day you go to the gym. So number 2, make going to the gym attractive. And on to number 3 is track your gains and write down everything that you do. So this is so important, because what you are going to do with this is that each week you're going to increase your weight. For example, if you lift weight, you're going to increase your weight a little bit each week. And what that is going to create, and what that has been creating for me, is that I find that motivation to see if I can lift more than last week. So it's a way of me competing with myself, and there's that little pride, that little joy that you're doing better than last week. So if you write down what you lift, and the week after you increase it by a little bit, even if it's 1 kg, even if it's 0.5 kg, but you're going to find that motivation to go, because you're going to be willing to beat your last week's self. And that has been working incredibly for me. And it's a win-win, because you're going to be lifting more, you're going to be seeing more results, and you're going to be feeling more motivated to lift more, because you are just competing with your old self, which is always good. And that is a little psychological trick that you can use. So number 3, make sure you write down what you are lifting or what you are doing, and you compete versus yourself of last week. So now on to number 4 is make going to the gym easy. Because you see, the issue with people is actually getting themselves to the gym. Because if you notice, once you are at the gym, you normally just do your workout because you're already there. So the way this point works is that you're going to trick your brain, and you're going to be telling yourself that you're going to work out for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, you are going to stop. You just be telling yourself that I'm going to the gym to work out for 10 minutes. I'm going to the gym to work out for 10 minutes. And it's just a way for you to get there. Because once you get there, I promise you, you are not only going to do 10 minutes, and you're actually at least going to do half of your workout, or you are going to finish your workout. So that is a way for you to trick your brain. Just make it easy. Make it easy. Just tell yourself, I'm going for 10 minutes and I'm stopping. And I promise you that that's going to work. You're going to get yourself up, get dressed, go to the gym. You might even put a 10 minutes timer. But I promise you that once you are there, you are going to finish your workout. And now number 5, the last one, but the most important one. I'm telling you, this point is the most crucial one. This point for me is the most important one. And this point is the one that made all the difference for me. And the beauty or the bad thing about this one is that if you actually fail to go to the gym, it's going to hurt you, because you're going to lose something. And the 5th point is pick someone that can keep you accountable, and write down a contract and actually sign that contract with that person. And the way this one works is that for each day that you fail to go to the gym, you're going to give that person a certain amount of money that you have agreed on. An example can be that you decide that you are going to go to the gym 4 days a week. And you have signed a contract with the other person that for each day that you fail, you're going to give that person $20 or £20. So what happens is that if in a week you fail 2 times, that means that you owe that person £40 or $40. So you're going to write it down, something like, I, John, promise to go to the gym 4 days a week. And for each day that I fail, I promise to give Peter $20 for each day that I fail to go. And both of you will have to sign that contract. But make sure that the person that you pick is someone that's going to be harsh with you and it's not going to take any nonsense or excuse from you. Make sure that person is someone that is going to keep you accountable. And don't just pick anybody that might be light with you. Make sure that the person that you pick is someone that actually wants good for you and want the best out of you and is actually going to keep you super accountable. In my case, I had to sign it with my fiance because she was the one that was pushing me to start going back to the gym. And I know that she wants the best for me. And I know that she's not going to take any nonsense for me giving some nonsense excuses. So make sure that the person that you pick is someone that can keep you really, really accountable. I cannot stress this enough. And make sure that you keep yourself accountable. If you actually sign that contract with that person and you fail to go, make sure you keep yourself accountable and you give that person the money that you owe that person. That is so important, because if you don't keep accountable with yourself, it's going to be difficult for you to be consistent with anything in life. So make sure that you pay that person the money if you fail to go to the gym, because if not, there is no point. And if you guys want to do it like a two-way, let's say the person that you're signing it with also wants to start going more to the gym, so both of you can sign that contract and both of you can keep yourself accountable, and whoever fails to go have to pay the other person. And there you go. 5 simple steps and simple things that you can apply right now that I promise you that are going to change your gym consistency. Just before I send you off though, I would like to read a Bible verse for you. And this verse is taken from the book of 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. I feel like this verse is so important, and it will emphasize something and will actually give you that motivation for you to start being more consistent as well. So let me grab my Bible and let me read that for you. So 1 Corinthians 6:19-20 says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." This verse is so important and so crucial, because you see, our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit. Our bodies are the temple of God. And the way I try to put this is that, let's say, for example, the King of England is coming to your house. How would you make your house look? Would you not make your house nice? Make sure that it's presentable. Make sure that it's nice. So if your body is actually the temple, the house of God, why would you treat it anyhow? Because you have to understand that God is a king. And God deserves the best, both spiritually, mentally, but physically as well. So we cannot just be treating our body anyhow and just be like, oh no, it's okay. No, we are consist of mind, body, and spirit. The most important one is the spirit. But we cannot just treat our bodies anyhow. So going to the gym is a way to keep yourself healthy. It's a way for you to push yourself, and it's a way for you to use your body to honor God as well, because that's where God stays and you are treating it in that way. So I hope this has motivated you. I hope this will click that thing in your brain and it's actually going to push you to start being more consistent with the gym, because keeping healthy, keeping good is so crucial. And with that, thank you very much for watching. And don't forget that I've got a blog, which is jerryebo.com. And in there, I share things about my faith. I share books that I'm reading, insights, thoughts, even the gospel music that I'm listening to. And so if you would like to join me, the link will be in the description down below, but it's jerryebo.com. And in there as well, I've got a newsletter. So if you would like to sign up there, I share motivation, scriptures, and just insight and things that have been working really well for me. So if you would like to join, again, it will be in the description down below. I really appreciate you, and I really pray that you're going to start taking care of your body, and I'll see you in the next video.